AI stands for artificial intelligence. It's when you have machines that are so advanced they're doing functions that would typically be expected from a human. Things like problem solving, gathering lots of sources of information and forming conclusions. Even creative things, making stories, making art, making videos. Howdy y'all, my name's Rex Hooper, I'm a Cowboy creative. Now I mostly make music, but I've done stories and videos as well. And since the emergence of AI video, I've been very interested in seeing how that works. I learned how to make movies the hard way. Not at film school, but with a camera like this one. And me and some friends just throwing stuff together. Some of those early drafts of videos we made probably don't look great now, but we had a lot of fun doing them. Well, I'm interested in using tools to make my videos better, so I looked into AI. But there's a problem with AI. A very serious problem. Stick around with this video where we explore why AI could be a real threat to creativity. And stick around to the end because I think I've got the solution too. Now, first of all, the real big problem with AI is that it sucks. I'm serious, it's just not very good. My first experience is you go, wow, this looks great, and you've seen probably some of the little clips and you go, wow, that's really realistic looking, that looks really slick. Of course, it's easy to be wowed by this initially, and then when you have a go, you realize, you know, looking deeper at this, it's not that good, it's not that slick, and it's certainly not faster. So you pay to use the good AI, video makers that is. It costs you some money and you think, oh well, you know, maybe this would cost the same amount of a day's shooting if I had actors or whatever. So, okay, I can weigh this up, at least to give it a try. I'll try the trial run. So you try it, you type in your prompt, you know, cowboy rides a horse, something simple, right? And then you're hit with the loading screen. Loading, and loading, and loading, and loading, and loading, and loading, and loading. You wait and you wait and you wait, and then, hurrah! It's arrived. Your video is here. And you watch it, and it's weird. There's like melting faces, the horse has 6 legs, nothing works. And you go, well, that sucks. Let me try this again. And then you type in another prompt, and you wait again and wait again and wait. After all the waiting, you get another one that still doesn't look right. And you carry this process on again and again until you realize, holy crow, look at the time. I've been here all day long. It's nighttime now. My family have left me. I've lost my job. What was I thinking? And you ain't got a lot to show for it. And then you're hit with, you've run out of credits. Buy more credits to make more terrible videos. Yeah. Honestly, there seems to be some people that are getting the good ones and they're putting them up and they look really smooth and I go, wow, this one's really smooth. But I've not had that experience. And I think I'm using the same technologies. Maybe their prompts are better than mine. But certainly it was a lot of work and really, really boring. And then after you wait around for a while, you gotta filter out all the stuff that is completely unusable. You know, weird, warping, you know, surrealist nightmare stuff. I mean, hey, some of that stuff can be fun. I made a video of it, links in the bio, where I kind of deliberately used some of the weirder parts. But is this a replacement for real cinema? Well, obviously not, because it's too weird. I have made a couple of videos using the AI generators. Like I say, I paid for it. Might as well put it up there. So you can watch those, like I say, in the bio. And one of the things is that it took a huge amount of work. There's a kind of feeling, maybe just amongst my friends and family, probably amongst the wider public as well, that, well, I just typed this in, this isn't a great piece of work, it's just something he threw together. Yeah, I guess there is a bit of that. But it took ages. It was hard work. Not a lot of fun either. Which kind of gets to the biggest problem. Our brains have something called neuroplasticity. There's a good $10 word for you. All it really means is that our brains are shapeable. They shape throughout our lives. You know, we get older, we get bigger, you know, things grow. But also, at any point, our brains can change, which is kind of good news and bad news. The good news is it means, you know, if you're struggling with mental health and who you are, you can change. You can change who you are. Makes sense, we can form habits. Our brain changes shape, and that is you. You change now. But it's neuroplastic, we can change again. Think about some of the good habits you have. Like, maybe you go for a run every morning. Maybe you go to the gym a couple times a week. Well, you probably didn't start going to the gym when you were 5. At some point, you made a point of going there. Maybe at first it was hard. Maybe getting up for that morning run was a bit of effort. Whereas you do it enough times, it becomes a habit. It gets so that it's hard not to do it. It's just part of who you are. Neuroplasticity. Why am I saying this to do with AI? Well, we use tools means that we lose skills in other ways. They say that when we were hunter-gatherer types, we would be able to know where north was at any point. We wouldn't need compasses. We would navigate by examining the things around us and understand it. And it was kind of built into us. But we lost that skill when we had a tool to do it for us, the compass. Of course, who even uses a compass now? So much of our lives are outsourced to other bits of technology. Now the idea would be that, well, that's great, that frees up my mind for more important things, like what I'm going to watch on Netflix tonight. I'm joshing you. But the truth is it does seem to be more like a decline. This idea that once we were living in hunter-gatherer tribes, we were not as intelligent, that we're more sophisticated now. Certainly we know more things, but maybe we weren't smarter. Domestication, at least in animals, shrinks the brain. You know, you think of a wolf compared to your Yorkshire Terrier. The wolf's smarter. It's got to deal with more things around it. And, well, maybe we got less smart too. We used more and more of the machines and we lost those skills. Sure, we know more things, but can we apply them as quickly? Could we figure things out? Can we problem solve? Well, my fear is the more we use the AI, the less we'll have of that skill. I am a musician and a creative, and I'm interested in making art. And it does seem to be that we're certainly using these machines for not the right thing, whereas we could be solving world hunger and climate change and all the other things that are plaguing our collective species. We're using it to make stupid videos. Which is fair enough. I love stupid videos. But that's the fun stuff that I want to be making. I want to be making the videos and the music and the art. Let the machines do the boring stuff. Give them the spreadsheets. Give us the art. My fear is that we're going to lose the capacity for creativity by outsourcing it too much. That neuroplasticity will relax that part of the brain that's working it, and eventually it'll just not work anymore, like a muscle that's not used. We'll have to rely on the machines to come up with the creative, clever ideas. Now, this is bad news for a couple of reasons. One is, at the moment, it's terrible. I mean, you know, I typed into an AI, write me a Shakespearean poem. The thing was garbage. And like the videos I've been trying out, they're garbage. It's absolutely no comparison to the incredible work that's made by humans throughout the history of cinema. Part of the reason why I'm making this video is because, well, I make music. And recently I completed my latest album, All the Gold in the West. Yeah, it was pretty good. We used all analog, old-time equipment. I wanted to capture the authentic sound of the 60s and 70s. So I was very strict about what technologies we'd be using and how we'd be recording it and putting it together. It was a lot of fun. And then, recently, just as I'm getting prepared for releasing it and promoting it, I see something come up on my YouTube recommendations. A spaghetti western album made entirely by AI. I clicked on it out of curiosity, and what I got was, well, to be honest with you, it was pretty good. And that hurt. It hurt because I'd put so much blood and sweat and tears into my own record, trying to reproduce this and being very strict about the technology. And it turned out the machine could do it easily. And probably come up with better things. They had better resources. I didn't have an orchestra. I mean, I had strings and flutes and my rock and roll band trying to put it together. But the AI could make any instrument it wanted. So yeah, it was pretty good, and it hurt. It hurt because I thought, oh geez, the machine's already gotten better than me. A lot of my criticism that the AI is junk, that it's no comparison to the great art made by humans, well, it might just be a matter of time before it gets better. And at least when it comes to things like reproducing something, it's already got a good model for it. We've already got a lot of good spaghetti western records. So it was like, okay, I understand this. I made a new one that was really good, maybe better than mine. So I didn't sleep that night. Had an existential crisis, but you know what? I've had a change of heart, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. Truth is the reason why I made that album wasn't to make the greatest spaghetti western album ever. It was because I love it. Because it was part of an experience. And yeah, I was pretty strict about how I wanted it to sound, and the influences are very clear. You know, this is something that it already exists. But I did it because I love it, not because I want to be the best. It's, you know, I'm not achieving any kind of status of greatness here. I'm just following a passion. The reason we make art isn't just to be the greatest. Okay, with the Oscars and awards and fame and fortune, seemingly the reason why we're doing this stuff, but it's not really. You know, the truth is that if you really love art, you do it anyway. You make things anyway. And if you're a consumer of art, like I am, I love those old movies, those old soundtracks, is that it's not just the sounds themselves, it's what they connect to. Like all art, what we're really looking for is a human connection. We like the art that we like because we want to feel that connection. We're like, somebody else gets it. You know? When I see fellow Western fans, I say, they get it. The machine doesn't get it. So what's the point? We don't get anything from it. So why is AI a real problem? Well, for all the reasons I said, but it's also not a problem, because if we just go, you know what, it can do all this stuff, but I don't care. It's not gonna stop me from continuing to create. Heck, I was doing it unsuccessfully for years, and if the machines are better than me, it doesn't make too much of a difference. I'll just keep going, because it's what I enjoy doing. Part of my passion. Yeah, and so you could probably trick me. You could probably say me, here's a great soundtrack, and I'll go, oh wow, this is great. But as soon as I find out it's an AI, alright, who cares then? We like what we like because of that connection. Alright folks, hope you keep connecting, and a good way to help keep humanity fighting against the machines is to check out my record, All the Gold in the West, made by hand, crafted together by good honest folks like myself and my friends, my musicians, that put it together. No machines were hurt in the making of that. Alright, I'll catch you later on down the trail. Adios.